He said, "I'll care about Ferguson when it starts to affect me." I swallowed my rage and bit my tongue until my mouth filled with blood, and the taste of iron brought me back to railroads. I want to tell him I know it's hard. Hard to recognize your role in a system of oppression, hard to stand up for the parts of Black culture that are less commercialized, to be turned out for profit. I know it's hard to step over the train tracks of your own ignorance because the train tracks in white America were built by Asian and Black slaves. They said, "I'm okay with protesting as long as it is peaceful," and a steam locomotive turns over in my stomach because peaceful is not a term that I am comfortable with. Peaceful sounds like walk softly, board the bus, and don't look back. Peaceful sounds like American reports claiming 5,000 Asian Americans voluntarily relocated to internment camps. Peaceful does not bring change. It only brings false hope. She said, "Why do you care so much if you're not even Black?" And the train screeches to a halt in a storm of sparks and steam, and suddenly there is only Oakland. There is only Yellow Peril supporting Black lives on the corner of 8th and Broadway. There is only gentrification infiltrating Chinatown and West Oakland, and still they have the audacity to tell us that we are the Trojan horse. They tell us that we do not deserve the jobs we created for ourselves, that we would be nowhere without affirmative action. I want to ask them where they would be without the railroad tracks chiseled cleanly from our bones, without the scent of poplar trees coating the air. In the 1800s, Chinese slaves were forced to use dynamite to explode masses of rock for the Transcontinental Railroad. Oftentimes, they would not be able to run fast enough from the explosion and would die in the tunnel. Like this, America is murdering people of color, forcing them to walk blindly into the darkness and blaming them when they can't run fast enough from the fire that rages in front of their houses. White America is more like white-hooded America, invading our hoods and burning our churches. They said, by destroying your community in protest, you will get nowhere. But it was white faces reflected in the shattered glass of Japanese-owned storefront windows in World War II. It was white hands that last saw Emmett, Ronisha, Trayvon. It has always been white men that walk free from the courtroom. They are allowed to set everything on fire. Watch the smoke rise like the number of Black lives lost every year to this system. Step back from the conflagration to remind us that we have a Black president, as if that equates equity. They are afraid that our revolution will be too radical, that Black unity will replace Black rage, and they will have to work harder to demonize our loved ones and come up with reasons why they were too threatening, too dark to live. They say that a suit and tie is the best disguise for Blackness, that Martin Luther King would be ashamed of our protests. I tell them that Dr. King was incarcerated and assassinated wearing a suit and tie. Every time someone tells me that I am overreacting, the whistle of steam is so deafening because our struggles are intertwined. We fought together for immigration rights so that my family could be here today, and we fight together now. But many non-Black people of color have been fortunate enough to keep their history underneath 451 degrees. So now we must vow to bear this burden for our brothers and sisters who have turned to ashes.